we shall continue with the nuclear and particle physics. So, we will be discussing two different topics here. One is theoretical physics, the other one is experimental physics. Namely, we will be discussing Meson theory of nuclear forces, which is a theoretical approach, and the Van de Graaff generator, which is a experimental technique. So, we will go to Meson theory of nuclear forces. So, this was we have got gravitational force. For that we have got Newton's law of gravitation, gmm by r squared. Then we have got for electromagnetic force or Coulomb force given by Coulomb, q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 r squared. For nuclear force we do not have a form, and therefore this was given by Yukawa. So, it is called Meson theory proposed by Yukawa. Meson is a particle which was proposed by Yukawa. Now, here the whole thing is based on what is called quantum field theory. For any force to be transferred from one point to another, we require a particle. For example, for gravitational force, gravitons are the particles responsible, and for electromagnetic force we get the sun's radiation coming to earth. The photons are the field particles. So, this is called field theory. Each force will be carried by a particle, that is called quantum field theory. So, the EM theory, when you say electromagnetic theory, it is also a quantum field theory. There, as we said, it is the particle responsible for transferring the energy is photon. So, here force is transmitted by the field particle photon. All of us know photon is a particle responsible for electromagnetic radiation. It is transmitted not instantaneously but with the velocity of light. So, if we have a force somewhere, it will be maybe I have got a positive charge. Here the negative charge gets attracted. So, it does not happen instantaneously. It takes time, will be taken by the velocity of light. So, the velocity of light is the time taken. So, the transmitted is not instantaneously but with the velocity of light. The gravitational force, the particle is graviton. Graviton is the particle. Graviton is only an hypothetical particle, and maybe the earth is attracted towards the sun. There is a gravitational force. Even that gravitational force is not instantaneous. So, the gravitons take velocity of light because velocity of light is the maximum. Therefore, we assume that graviton will also have the velocity of light. So, we get the graviton as the particle responsible for gravitational force. Now, for nuclear force, there is some particle involved. This particle is called pi meson, or we can call it as pion, pi meson or pion. This was proposed by Yukawa. So, we will come to that. This proposal, and later on this particle was discovered under cosmic radiation, and naturally Yukawa got Nobel Prize for that. This is the background. We will just go further. So, inside a nucleus, so far what we know is neutron, proton, or all we are able to explain all the nuclear phenomenon assuming inside a nucleus we have neutrons and protons, and the whole atom we can explain with the nucleus with neutron, proton and electron on the atomic levels. So, neutron, proton, electron, we are able to get atom, molecule, all that we are able to explain, all the matter. Now, where this pi meson, pion come into picture? We are not able to detect that, but the proposal is it is being created inside, and it is created for a short duration. Creation of pion is creation of energy. So, we are able to create energy, and what is the energy created? Delta E equal to m pi c squared. That is from Einstein's mass energy relation. Energy is created, particle is created, which means that equivalent energy delta E is created. Now, is it not a violation of conservation of energy? Because something is created, particle is created, energy is created. Now, again Yukawa as an answer, what he says, this energy conservation, this delta E is created only for a short duration given by the uncertainty principle. So, the duration is such that delta t equal to h cross by delta E, because we know uncertainty principle is delta t. equal to h cross, less than or equal to h cross. When it is less than or equal to h cross, that violation creation cannot be detected. So, we are not able to detect the pion because it is living for only for a short duration delta t, governed by the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now, let us assume it is created for a short duration, and let us assume, or that is what Yukawa assumed. What he assumed, that particle pi meson is able to exist only for a short duration delta t, and let it travel with velocity of light, that is maximum velocity. So, how far it can go? Because the energy is only delta E is the energy, and it is available for delta t, time delta t. Assuming the velocity of light, how far can it go? So, that is r. R is equal to c into delta t. This delta t we are just substituting. Okay, just we are substituting h cross by m pi. So, c will get cancelled, we get this. Therefore, h cross by m pi c is the range, and we call that as 1 by k. 1 by k, that is h cross by m by c is called as 1 by k, because for later derivation we will just be putting as k instead of this whole thing. Okay, that is equation 2. Now, m pi, what Yukawa did is, we know that nuclear force range is about 1.4 Fermi, range of nuclear force. If you have got neutron and proton, or neutron, proton, so they will be having attractive force only up to 1.4. After that they vanish. It is a short range force, not like electromagnetic force, which is infinite, and also gravitational force, which is infinite. But this nuclear force is only within the nucleus, within 1.4 Fermi. So, what this gentleman did, Yukawa did is, we assuming this, he back calculated to find out there must be a particle. He called it as meson, meson, and he calculated that particle to be around 270 MeV, mass of electron, 270 times mass of electron. Why that way? When you calculate, this is the particle predicted by Yukawa. If this is the particle existing, then this must be the range, or for this range there must be a particle existing. That is what he predicted, and he got Nobel Prize later. So, for electromagnetic force, R is infinity, just understand why. See, this is the range equal to h cross by m pi c. Instead of m pi, suppose I put for electromagnetic force, I have to put here in this place, I have to put mass of photon. Photon mass is 0, therefore, range is infinity. That is the logic given by Yukawa. Similarly, for gravitational force, the range is infinity. How can this be infinity? This is instead of m pi, you just put mass of for gravitational force. So, you take the graviton, and mass of the gravitation must be 0, only then we get r equal to infinity. That is the theoretical assumption. Graviton, because we are even the galaxies, we are able to, galaxies are getting attracted towards one another, and we have got earth attracted towards sun. Therefore, it is infinite, the distance, the force is infinite. Therefore, the particle involved in that field particle graviton must have mass 0. This is the logic he gave. And for nuclear force it is 1.4. Therefore, he said a field particle is not a 0 mass particle, it has got mass 270 MeV. That is it. Now, we will go to more theoretical approach. See, the general equation, consider pion to be a free particle. That is the particle predicted or proposed by Yukawa. Let it be a free particle. When you say free particle, there is no potential. I got one proton, just keep that proton separate independently, it is called a free particle. Suppose I take one proton, another proton comes closer to that, then it is not a free particle, because there is some influence by the other fellow. So, it is not a free particle. Now, here we assume that pion is free particle, so that BFR equal to 0. So, it does not have any other force, it is a particle created, BFR equal to 0. Now, what is the relativistic expression for total energy? This is Hamilton, H is equal to m square c power 4 P squared, see, this is the equation we know. This is for relativistic total energy, expression for total energy. We have to use the usual operators. So, we will not go into detail because it is a quantum mechanical thing. So, the linear momentum P can be written as minus IH cross del, and this H is equal to E, equal to IH cross dou by dou t. We have to just substitute in equation 3. So, after you substitute, I am getting this part. So, we are just substituting, it is only a mathematical substitution. Here substitute here. So, here what we have done is, instead of how that K comes into picture, because K already we have defined as MC by H cross. MC by H cross is K. In the first equation we have just given that. So, it is written as K here. Now, this equation 4 is a relativistic Schrodinger equation. This is 4. Now, this equation can be used for deriving electromagnetic potential and also Yukawa potential. See, the electromagnetic potential, why we are just showing is to show that this equation is able to deliver already what we know, and we are going to deliver what we do not know. So, that is the part. Electromagnetic potential, we are just as an exercise we show that electromagnetic potential can be obtained from 4. Then we go to Yukawa potential. So, we go to electromagnetic potential, as we said, it is only to show that it is able to deliver the already known fact. So, here the field particle is photon. So, mass equal to 0. Therefore, equation 4 reduces to, that is the general equation we wrote, reduces to this part. See, that K is not here. See, why K is not there? See here, for photon mass equal to 0, K equal to 0. So, this K is equal to 0. So, this part vanishes, we do not get this. Okay, we get this equation 5. And this is well known Maxwell equation. We know that it is a Maxwell equation. Yukawa is able to show that we are able to get Maxwell equation. Now, this is time dependence. If we take independent of time, if we take the equation to be independent of time, that will be valid forever. So, it is not a time dependent. After steady state, independent of time, this T will not be there, this part will vanish because it is independent of time. And also, instead of psi of RT, we have to write some other function which is only a function of R. So, we get del squared, instead of psi we are writing is phi of R equal to 0, and this is well known Laplace equation. So, Yukawa is just showing us that we are able to get from the general Schrodinger equation. Now, if you go further, this is what we have the expression we have written is for empty field, VFR equal to 0. We have already taken VFR equal to 0, empty field. So, in the presence of field we get 4 pi q rho of r. Q is the charge and rho of r is the density, charge density, and this is well known Poisson equation. Again, Yukawa is able to show that from his own derivation he is able to get Maxwell equation, Laplace equation and Poisson equation. Here Q is charge and we call it as coupling constant. When you say charge, it is a vague, actually we think we know charge very well, electronic charge, but when philosophically we think what is charge, charge is only a coupling constant. We have got a positive charge, negative charge, they get attracted, positive charge and positive charge they get repelled. What is actually charge? It is only a coupling constant, either get couples or it goes out. We call it as a coupling constant. Charge is a coupling constant. Rho of r is the density. Now, the solution of 7, this is equation 7, we have written the Poisson equation. The solution of Poisson equation 7 will be GFR equal to e power minus KR by R, standard solution of that equation. And this is Green's function. We have studied about Green's function. This is Green's function, where K is equal to, already in the first equation we have given, K is equal to MC by H cross. So, we get this. Now, for photon M equal to 0 and so K equal to 0. Therefore, equation 8 becomes. So, we have just written the previous one, this is the Green's function, general Green's function, but for photon this k equal to 0. So, we will get e power 0 we get. So, I will be getting 1 by r, that is what we are just showing here. Equation 8 becomes just 1 by r. This is electromagnetic potential for unit charge. See, the numerator is 1. So, it is a electromagnetic potential for unit charge. So, suppose I take two charges, maybe proton and proton. Proton has got electronic charge plus E, another proton plus E. So, I will be getting E squared, or if I take some charge Q, it will be getting Q squared. So, that is what we are writing. So, the potential energy between charges Q and Q will be V equal to Q squared by R, that is the equation 9. This is in CGS we have written. So, here because it is only for derivation, if you go in MKs, in the denominator we will be getting 4 pi epsilon 0. So, the potential V equal to Q squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. So, here in CGS we are just because Yukawa he derived during that time when it is a CGS unit. So, we are just the original derivation we are just retaining Q squared by R. This is what we have discussed, is what we know. Now, we go to what we are yet to know, that is Yukawa potential, that is the nuclear potential. So, Coulomb potential we know V equal to Q squared by our potential energy Q squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. Gravitational potential we know V equal to Gmm by R. Okay, we know that. Now, what will be the form for nuclear potential? Nuclear potential, this is actually the heading can be nuclear potential, but it was given by Yukawa, therefore, we call it as Yukawa potential. Here the field particle is pi meson, and already we discussed, he predicted because of the short 1.4 Fermi range, Yukawa predicted it must be a particle of mass 270 MeV, So, m equal to, here we replace m by m pi. M is general, it can be a graviton or any particle. Here for the Yukawa potential we replace by m pi. Now, again if independent of time, equation 4 already we have just given equation 4. So, here in this case if you go to just I will go back to equation 4 and show you. See, just there this k will be retained here because the mass is not 0. This is the general relativistic Schrodinger equation. Now, here time independent, we are going to take time independent, therefore, this part will become 0. So, I will be getting del squared minus k squared equal to this part, and of course, no time factor will be there, and because the mass of pi meson is not equal to 0, k is not equal to 0. So, we get this Laplace equation. Now, for some coupling constant here, now we understand why Yukawa used the word coupling constant. So, there it was called charge between proton and proton or proton electron. The Coulomb potential we call it as charge. Here between neutron and neutron there is attraction, between proton and proton there is attraction, between neutron and proton there is attraction, that is inside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus they are all bound together, and we can't call it as charge. Therefore, we give Yukawa has given a different name, coupling constant, the coupling constant. So, there instead of Q, the charge is conventional symbol is Q. Here the coupling constant we call it as G, small g, yes, give it as small g. Therefore, on the right side we get 4 pi instead of Q, 4 pi g rho of r. This is the Poisson equation. Poisson equation for electromagnetic potential. Now, this is Poisson equation for Yukawa potential. So, this is the original derivation of Yukawa. So, again we have to go to the solution. Solution is Green's function, already we discussed. So, GFR equal to e power minus kr by r, that is the Green's function solution. See, earlier in the electromagnetic potential this k was 0, therefore, we got as 1 by r. Now, here k is not equal to 0, therefore, it has to be retained, this exponential factor has to be retained. This is for unit charge, unit equivalent charge, unit coupling constant. So, the potential energy between a coupling constant G and G, in other words, it means between neutron and neutron or neutron and proton, between two particles G and G is V equal to G minus G squared. So, here we get e power minus kr is that is retained there, we get instead of q squared G squared. And why this negative sign? Because it is attractive. The nuclear potential is never repulsive, it is attractive. Coulomb potential can be repulsive or attractive, because between two proton it is repulsive, between proton and electron it is attractive. Here between neutron and neutron there is attraction, proton and proton there is attraction, between neutron and proton there is attraction. Therefore, we just give the sign minus G squared. This is the nuclear potential derived by Yukawa. So, this is Yukawa potential. So, here as we said earlier, this G is identical to Q. The Q is for electromagnetic potential, the charge that we know. G is identical to that, we do not know what term to call. So, we call it as coupling constant, or Yukawa called it as coupling constant G. And here already the first equation we have defined this k is equal to m pi c by h cross. This 13 equation 13 is called Yukawa potential or nuclear potential or mesonic potential, because meson. So, the word meson is a particle having a mass in between electron and proton. See, the proton and neutron, they have got almost same mass, that is a neutron is slightly heavier, but they are all about 2000 times mass of electron, or more specifically 1836 times mass of electron. So, 2000 times mass of electron. So, they are called baryons, heavy particles, baryons. Now, here electron, if you take electron, electron is taken as reference, how many times it is heavier than electron. So, electron has got all light particles, electron mass is unity, we take it as a reference of electrons mass. So, they are called leptons, light particles, leptons. Now, here this Yukawa got in between two, he got a back calculation, he got 270 times mass of electron. If it is 2000, it will be like neutron and proton or electron. In between the two, we are getting about 200 times mass of electron. So, that is called meson. So, you can coming to this later, we can just remember meson or intermediate mass particles. This particle was proposed by Yukawa, and this is the potential. See here, distance, this is the center of the nucleus, this is the potential. It is attractive, that is why we get in this quadrant potential equal to V equal to minus G squared e power minus kr by r, attractive potential, and it is a very short range potential. After some 1.4 Fermi, it vanishes, it becomes 0. We have just say about the discovery of pion. So, Yukawa only proposed, and his theory was published, but not taken very seriously, because we do not know whether it will he says something. So, it was one of the published papers. Yukawa theory was published in 1935, and it was not taken very seriously. But the particle was predicted, the predicted pi meson from nuclear. So, what he actually did is Yukawa he only predicted pi meson from nuclear range. Then later on they found that this particle they discovered in cosmic rays in 1947. There they found not only 270 ME, we have got 206 ME, 970 ME, all the three types of particles were discovered. all of them are mesons. And this particular thing, the first one, refers to what Yukawa proposed. So, Yukawa never called it as pi meson theory. He only said as meson theory because it's only predicted. Later on, when the three particles were discovered in cosmic radiation, experimentally found out, then 270 MeV corresponds to what Yukawa predicted. So, this discovery happened, discovered in cosmic radiation. So, I got cosmic radiation studies from 1940, it went on. In that study, they found in 1947, they discovered all these three particles and identified this one. So, naturally, Yukawa got Nobel Prize in 1949 for this discovery. So, just imagine 1935, after 14 years, he got Nobel Prize. So, when he proposed, it was not taken seriously, but later it picked up so well. The cosmic ray studies, they were done by using balloon experiments, using Wilson's cloud chamber, all the detecting techniques we will see in after a few classes we will see, but using the balloon techniques they were able to find out, and there they predict these particles, because these particles for predicting these particles can be seen only at very high energy level, like in GeV. Only under cosmic radiation we get such high energy. So, we will just summarize. So, we have discussed meson theory of nuclear forces, and we have derived an expression for nuclear potential. And we understand that each particle, each force has got a field particle, this is called field particle, namely for pi meson is for nuclear potential, nuclear force, and for gravitational force graviton, and electromagnetic potential photon. So, we will just put one or two questions. Show that the range of nuclear force is about 1.4 Fermi, assuming mass of pion. That is what Yukawa did. So, assuming the mass of pion, we can calculate the range of nuclear force, derive an expression for Yukawa potential and show its variation with the distance. We can even plot a diagram. Yukawa potential, you just plot a diagram, you will be able to see it is a attractive potential. Okay. So, we will discuss further about different types of accelerators in the next class. Thank you.